Welcome to our weekly Torah lesson. This week we're learning Parsha Vayigash. The question of the week is, what is the key to peace? So in this week's Torah portion, we learn about Yosef HaTzadik taking care of the Jewish people. So as we've been learning the last couple of weeks from the Zohar, so the Zohar says as follows: Tzidkasa yomedes loat, that his righteousness lasts forever, which is a quote from Psalms. And the Zohar says, well, who's it referring to? It's referring to Dok Knesset Yisrael, it's referring to the Jewish people. The begin kach, because of their righteousness and their charity, iu kaima beraza deshlim, it establishes in the raza, the shlim, which we'll soon explain what that means, the kiyuma shlim. That's the Zohar says. So the Rebbe's father explains, and he says as follows, that what is the Zohar saying? Kabbalistic ideas, but he says like this, it's very simple, that when Yesod, the sphere of Yesod, which is called Shlim, and when Yesod feeds into the world, then we will have, the world will be established. And like he brings a verse where it says, V'nasati shalom ba'aretz. So shalom is connected to the sphere of Yesod. Aretz is the earth, which is Malchus. So in other words, that Yesod has to give into Malchus. So based on this, Rebbe's father explains the Zohar, that when Yesod is mashpia and gives life and sustenance into Malchus, then you have the world that can be alive and last. But if chas v'shalom, God forbid, Yesod doesn't do its job, and doesn't give and doesn't bring life and sustenance into the world, that's when you have all quarreling and all fighting and all issues. Because you really need that Yesod should give into Malchus. You have to be mashpia, you have to give and you have to do. And he explains, and he brings two different verses. The reason why the Zohar says, Beraza the Shlim, Bekiyam the Shlim, so he brings two different verses from the Torah where it says, Shalom, that the action of charity should be peace. And then he brings another verse where it says, that the work of charity will create peace and happiness forever. That's from the Rebbe's father. So the Rebbe explains what's these two different verses. And the Rebbe says like this. The first verse where it says Ma'isa Tzedakah, and it's referring to what the idea of Raza the Shlim, which is the first piece in the Zohar, referring to the sphere of Yesod. That is the avodah when we give charity, when it's, we're having a difficult doing it, then we just take away the concealment that's not allowing us, and we give charity. It means the natural tendency to give charity. And even if we have certain things we have to overcome, we still give the charity. That's the first level. The next level is when we go against our nature, when we don't want to give, and we have issues giving, and we transform ourselves to do more than we're doing, that's the next level of charity. So in other words, you need both components because ultimately you want to bring peace into the world. So the answer to the question, what is the key to peace? The key to peace is to become a giver. Giving parts that you're willing to give and even parts that you're not willing to give. And when you become a giver, you'll bring peace into the world. Like the Zohar says, Kaima berazah shlim, the world is established by the easier part of giving, and then also be kiyuma shlim, when it's hard for you to go ahead and give. And you give, you create real peace in the world, and the world is a peaceful place for each and every one of us. Thanks so much for joining us for our weekly Torah lesson. This week's Torah lesson is dedicated to memory of Baruch Ben Ari Leib, Shlomo Yosef, Rachel Baslipa, Tzina Basara. May their souls be elevated by Torah we're studying in their memory. For more information, please see our website, chabad.swf.org. Have a great and blessed week. Shavua Tov.